Hot. Good evening, everybody. Will DuPree here in the KXAN live studio. A lot of us are really concerned about travel for Thanksgiving. I know I'm going to be headed out tomorrow to home. So a lot of us may be wondering about what the weather will be like. The best person to ask is right here in the studio with me this evening. It's meteorologist Jim Spencer. Jim, how are you?
Will. I'm doing well. How are you?
First of all, for those of us who might be traveling outside of the Austin area, anything we should look out for?
Yeah, a little bit, just for a little small portion of Texas. Not so much tonight, not so much in the morning. If folks are headed to Grandma's house in Amarillo or Lubbock or El Paso or Dallas, as long as you leave early enough tomorrow, if tomorrow's going to be your travel day, you should be okay. What I'm concerned about comes into play tomorrow night late, and mainly just in that area from Lubbock up toward Amarillo. I know we're going to look at some maps in a minute. I can show you those areas. You want to take a look at that? Okay, yeah, there's the situation this afternoon. That was as of 3:30 this afternoon. You see all the pink there on the map? Those are all winter storm warnings. And there are places, as we're seeing on NBC Nightly News tonight, and as we reported at 5, where there are cancellations already. Snow in Denver has resulted in cancellations, even some ripple effect here in Austin, I understand, this afternoon. But those pink areas there from, again, Southern California all the way to Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan are all winter storm warnings. Heavy snow's falling in Nebraska right now. So those are the problem spots right now. You see also, if you look down to the lower right, in Arkansas and in Louisiana, that's thunderstorm activity, a couple of tornado watches down there. So, yeah, you don't want to run into a tornado
Huge disparity there
on your
across the
drive.
country.
Right,
Yeah.
but for those of us in Texas right now, let's go to that next map, Will. As I mentioned, now look at the time for stamp here. That's tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're just cloudy. I mean, we've got some showers. You know, you might want to slow down a little bit if you run into a little bit of light rain. But there's no problem really anywhere in Texas tomorrow afternoon. Let's go to the next map, though, I made for you, Will. And that is, look at the timestamp there, 11 p.m. tomorrow night. Now notice the difference. Now we begin to see a little bit of that pink, that wintry mix, maybe some freezing rain very near Lubbock, back across into eastern New Mexico, and then Amarillo, freezing rain, maybe transitioning to snow. And so that would be my only concern for people that are watching is if you were traveling and you weren't planning to arrive at your Texas destination until late tomorrow night, that might be a little problematic. If it's Lubbock to Amarillo, I would just say get there a little earlier. That should all move out on Thanksgiving Day, and then we're looking pretty good after that. There will be rain on Friday. If you're coming back on Friday or come back on Saturday in the eastern half of Texas on Saturday, there will still be some rain, but no snow or ice or anything like that.
That was my next question. For those of us who might be coming back on Saturday or Sunday, what can we expect then?
In Texas, no problem. But other parts of the country, there's another storm. In fact, this storm that's moving out on Thanksgiving will still be problematic in the Northeast. You're hearing about, you know, the Macy's balloons may not fly on Thursday.
Right, that's a big fear.
That's looking like a pretty good bet because it's
Yeah.
going to be real windy up there. There will be another storm following up behind that one, and then a third one that could affect areas from coast to coast on the trip back home on Sunday. So, you know, at this point, I would say get to your destination and then just play it by ear after that because there could be some problems late in the holiday weekend too. In fact, I had a couple more maps. You want to show those?
Yes.
This is just for travel outbound, all right? Here's the trouble tomorrow. Great Lakes. Now, there will still be residual snow on the ground in Nebraska and in Iowa and South Dakota, but snow in the Great Lakes, and then the rain begins to increase and the wind begins to increase tomorrow in places like New York and Boston and D.C. But I don't think folks that are traveling tomorrow and going to, you know, land in Cincinnati or in Washington or in New York, any of the New York airports or Boston, should have too much trouble unless it's very late in the day. That's when the weather starts getting worse.
And you said you have one more map to show
I think I do.
everybody.
Yeah, the West. This is a really, really big storm. Of all the bad timing possible, right here before Thanksgiving, this storm is really unusually strong and powerful. Could bring several feet of snow to the Sierra range. This timestamp is 1:30 tomorrow. Notice the rain down toward Los Angeles. There are a lot of burn scars down there from the recent wildfires, and we're afraid that there may be some flash flooding down around Los Angeles, San Diego, and then a lot of snow is going to develop in the higher elevations up there. So travel delays throughout California are going to be possible tomorrow.
All right. Well, Jim, thank you for joining us this evening for this little bit of an update, and you're going to be on here in just a few minutes at 6 o'clock.
At 6 p.m. on KXAN, we'll have updates at 9 and 10 o'clock
There you
tonight,
go.
of course, as well.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to you all out there watching at home. We hope you have safe travels. Pay attention to the forecast. Of course, they'll be tracking it right here on KXAN. Bye, everybody.